Hey y'all, welcome to the day four SO Zoom meeting called Jesus Clean the Temple. Now that's what happened at the parade on Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday coming up for this time. Let's go ahead and get started for so everybody know, okay? So this is Holy Temple, 10 days of Holy 10-day holy temple, like Jesus clean holy temple. Watch this happen after Jesus was being parade, release all garments, curse out the Lazarus from at the parade of the Jesus carried the donkey. Jesus was warning. Here's the example of Jesus holy clean the holy. So uh, this holy temple, 10-day holy temple, Jesus cleaned the holy temple. Let's get started. Clean the clean holy temple by Jesus. Prepare and invent the New Testament with record of all four gospels. This is okay. Jesus, Jesus holy. Okay, the clean holy temple by Jesus. Prepare and invent New Testament record of all the four gospels. This act was the respite to command and exploitation of the scary space. When Jesus expelled me, we we chat the anonymity chamber to declare for temper was made to the house of prayer. And you call the house of prayer. These are worship house of prayer to praying for a holy temple, God's house. This event is something for parade of Jesus, authority in his and comment to spirit polygamy. And this and remain a temple of man focused on God present and the needs for spiritual form and com- communion of faith. And simply Jesus cleaned the temple by read by John chapter 3, chapter 2, read by John chapter 2, 13, 22. Let's go to the Bible. Uh-uh. Let's go to Bible. John chapter 22. No, John chapter 2 and 13 to 22 is talking about the civil means that ref and vote with the historic event. Johnny, let's go to John chapter 2 and 13. This is what happened is all about. John chapter 2, 13 and 22 say, it said, took brushing upon the tree, went forth meeting him, and crying on Zanna, blessing this king of Israel, the comfort of the name of the Lord. And Jesus will have the young torn was written, fear not, daughter son. Behold the king called. These things I understand for his disciple of first. But when the Jesus glorified remain these things with him, they have been done these things. The people there with him when the Lazarus out of the grave. Lazarus out of the grave. They call it out of the grave. He raised him from the dead and buried him grave. He raised him from the dead, that one him from the dead worker. For this case, people also met him. They heard, heard that he done the miracle. They heard that he done a miracle. Prophet, therefore, prophet, therefore, he said, there's a parade yet. How we prepare nothing. Behold, how we prepare nothing. How, how prepare nothing. Behold, the world going after them. And they were going after them. And they were contained. We unarmed to them, come up to the worship feast. The same therefore villa were, were the Batalia and Ghana. Discern, discern him. Say, Sir, will you see Jesus? Peter, Philip come and tell him Andrew again. Andrew and Philip tell Jesus. This Jesus is rich and civil, meaning you're doing prayer for the cancer, lesson, cutting out the grave, and encountered Jesus, which civil mean that the rainbow, the council, Andrew, Jesus, talk, Andrew, talk, Jesus, and Rich, right, his, with the boat, his daughter, and Johnny, and Johnny, Zachariah, and Marisha along unfold center layer, the lane civil layer. That's what happened, and Jesus answered them that hour, the Son of Man is glorified. And Jesus reached civil me to both with historical context and Johnny Tatoan on a religious army behold a central layer. That's what we'll talk about. And John, you heard John chapter 2 19 say, you remember, during this temple in 3 days I will see up and testimony testify. He is speaking the holy body rather than lesser in construction, declaring the ready for local God pressure and fiscal and Jewish attention no longer central. Christ himself embodied the now temple, the place where God glorified the well. Scholarly and interpretationally and passionately, Johnny Christianity emphasizing the salvation and accept God now with there through Jesus rather than releasing temporal sacrifice. That's what happens sacrifice. It's called temporary and salvation in God same day through Jesus. Then it's sacrifice. The acts of the violation out of the money charge and maintain civil participation and corrupted, symbolizing parentate from correct, corrupted me. The the temple, the community temple for John. These the temple had transformed into the commercial, the body in scare functional. John, here's the John, John, Isaiah 56 and 7, Jeremiah 7:11, to refer house of prayer and turn the dead of robbery. I call house of prayer. Let's go ask the Old Testament, Isaiah chapter 56 and 7. You know Isaiah. And let's go back Old Testament, Isaiah. Now this is what happened to house called house of prayer. You made it deep. Jesus said to those people who sell products, this is called for house of prayer. But y'all made it dead and deep. So what they say to people who selling, Isaiah 56. Let's go to Isaiah. Isaiah 56, 7 says, he'll bring the holy mountain, make him joyful, joyful in the house of prayer. Their burnt offering Their sacrifice shall be accepted in my land. My house shall be called a house of prayer. All these people who have sacrificed for prayer for burnt offering, they are sacrificed to love, sacrifice for prayer, sacrifice in a house prayer, sacrifice and release all motion. Jeremiah 7:11. But that's what listen what Jeremiah, the seventh chapter. Listen to what Jeremiah doing these people. Jeremiah 7:11 say this is a house called my name, become a day of robbery. The eye behold, I have seen the Lord. And but go now into my place with Sapphon. When I said my name first, see what they did, a wicked weakness of the people Israel. Now because how done all work shall be rise forth in you, rise up early, speak yet her not, but I'll call you and answer not. Therefore I'll do until the house which call the name, trust the place give you your father have done so. This will happen to sacrifice the dead indeed. They're called burnt offering those sell product. And just like people will burn off and take away all the product, let the sheep and the goat free. Jesus knock out all the products and knock out fruit and vegetables, coins and all stuff, marketing, knock out all marketing to not to sell by separate. This is to underscore spiritual unity of worship, incorporated and obedient, not exposed, and connotation of scarce space. Jesus of Amorite, see, Jesus and Amorite actually demonstrate his divine authority of Israel's system by insisting authority in clear the temple. His single kind of judgment against the false reality and entirely his role as master of judge. Matthew 1 to 3 and mastery of profile. Let's go Matthew chapter 1, chapter 3, 1 and 3. It's like Jesus freed the temple, unique, culinary, and just authority. Let's go Maharan. It's in the prayer. It's talked about to they come Jesus command those folks not to sell product. That was Jesus command. Command. Let's go Maharan. Let's go to the book of Bible. or talk about discussion. Talk about discussion going on. Chapter 3, 1 to 3 say, 1 to 3 say, it say, Behold, send the message. He prepared the way for me in the Lord. Who shall sneak and steady come to temple? A message from Saint your delight, behold, he shall come. Stop the Lord hosts. But who them behind the day, and who's a stand with a preacher for light, profile fire in a full escape. They shall be set a refiner and provider. The civil he shall be purified. Suddenly encouraged them as a gold and silver. They may be offered into the Lord, an offering of righteousness. Then there shall be offered Jerusalem the present unto the Lord day over 400 years. They shout against commit adultery. The temple of Jesus will happen. You talk about they have Bible tells us is Jesus freed the temple. Coronary temple come more. Just in authority. That's the three things going on. Foreshadowing death and reparation. This statement about rising temple in the 3 days and confer reparation. Simple disgustation or this construct similarly the disruptation or disrupt disruptation or temple order. Stafford could get away into the new covenant through his step of reparation, emphasizing prioritization divine life rather than renal complacency. This before the shouting his step of reparation. Tackle resourcing, resourcing, responsive. The clean be can be type of FRI profile with God proposed all God proposed God and ecological type. These are seen as types ecological and permanent, where the God people call and renew. Convincing Wrigley, John delightfully explained this event early Jesus Maxwell chapter 2 established part of our spirit renewed and transformation. Look up back in John chapter 2 say. John chapter 2. Look up back in John. And these third days were marriage coronation, and then mother of Jesus there. And both Jesus called disciple marriage. And when the days were one, and the mother of Jesus sought into him that no one. Jesus was called women I have do for these. Women into the server who will accept until you do. There's a there were 6 water pots in stone, after a manner to purify these Jerusalem, 2 or 3 apiece. Jesus called him, fill the water from the water, and it shall be filled up to water. And he shall draw now, bury into the government and find and believe. Will the feast taste of war may run, will not where it was. The server will draw the water. The government, war no, the government, the faith called bridegroom. and said, the accepting every man who began sup good wine, and the man shall good drink that which is worth. Drew the kept the good wine. Let's begin miracle. Did Jesus come true and manifest the glory? Disciple believe him. After after he went down to Capernaum, he was and he and his mother he brought he and his mother had his bread and the disciple. These continued not many days, and Drew passed over with him, and Jesus went up in Jerusalem. And made a good first war the government, in fact called bridegroom. That was a measure of the book of John. And John chapter 2 is clean the temple and offer silver, both a prayer act of the judgment, and corrupted worship place and the Christian and the Christian that caricate himself is the true temple and house of the sanctified physical to the spiritual asset God. Prior to the reparation and flame of gospel central of certification that an effort relationship with God flow into flow through him, flow through him not through in temporizing realm. This episode operates to psychological cornerstone and Johnny drew emphasizing purity, authority, and psychological review. This clean, holy temple by Jesus prefer invent New Testament reckoning all four of the gospels. These respond to the commercial. These act will respond to the commercial exploitation of the scared place, where Jesus is experimenting and money chain declared the temple will mean how do you prayer. This event this event signified betrayal of Jesus authority he's committing to spiritual reserve to important maintain focus on God present and the need spiritual reform to community of faith. Stand the first, the declared holy temple with Jesus spell to clean out all of holy God Father's house. And that's why Jesus Father warned those people not to those who sell in products of secretary, but not to sell any secretary. That's cost of mourning hypocrite people want to make a mark in the holy temple. And Jesus warned people not to sell product uh, on spiritual God, spiritual Father, to believe, communicate the lifestyle of church in prayer and faith. And God bless you. Say, so God bless you. So for more information, you contact more King Sunday King Goodwill. I'll see you on this day 5 called Jesus Gold Marathon. Thank you. Have a blessed day.